Yummy.
Hello, you're listening to The Game Grinder, the number one most scrumptious show in all of gaming. I'm Nick Barrio,
And I'm Peter Wade.
and we have a special guest, our newest member to GameCubed, Caleb Huston.
No
What's up?
way.
Yeah, I'm here. It's me.
Wow, he's not here in the flesh. We're recording this over Discord due to the coronavirus once again. So you may hear animal barks, chirps, whatever. You might hear humans screaming. It's all possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just sit back, relax, and enjoy us talking about video games.
Yeah, you might hear some of my animals crossing the road. So.
Ooh.
Oh, like the
Gotta
video
love that.
game. I know
Yeah!
that one.
That was a gamer joke.
Dude,
Talking about that game.
Dude, I get
Games
it.
on the brain. We've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing, except not Caleb.
Yeah,
He doesn't
Yeah.
I'm
play
the
Animal
only
Crossing.
Nintendo fan that hasn't played Animal Crossing.
a lot.
Ouch,
lot.
but I've been addicted, and Peter, I don't know about you, but good game.
Yes. It's very, very good. I've been playing
So,
it a lot.
How's it been going for you?
I mean, Animal Crossing has been going pretty smooth. I've been really enjoying it. It brings me back to playing a lot of the older games that I've really enjoyed. And I find very, very similar magic with this one. And also considering the whole Corona situation, we're staying indoors, so it, lets me, do things that, as sad as that sounds, it, honestly, it really does, help with just, feeling like you're doing stuff and, whatever. But it's great.
It is. It's a lot of fun. Specifically for me, I'm just stuck in the grind already. Every day I have to go in, walk through with a shovel, do everything I can do with a shovel, then go sell it all or turn it into the museum. Then I have to see what's in the shops, go fishing, catch bugs, just explore everything I can possibly do, buy a ticket to go explore an abandoned island, go do that, sell everything, talk to all the villagers. It's just a whole list, and I have to do it every day.
Same.
So that's been a lot of fun. It's great to be playing Animal Crossing on a TV again. It looks really gorgeous with its HD visuals.
I will say that I've had a tarantula collecting problem where
Me too. I have 5 in my bedroom right now.
no literally when I play Animal Crossing every single night I just catch as many tarantulas as I can and sell them.
Peter, you're cutting out for me in the audio, so when you are done speaking, can you just type anything in the Discord chat just so I can know to speak?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, thanks. So
My internet is big butt poo poo.
Everyone's internet is big butt poo poo right now due to the bandwidth being used by the millions upon millions of people stuck inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's worth it. We don't want to get sick. We want to stay safe, and you're staying safe by listening to us. So let's get into the news. We don't want to bore Caleb with Animal Crossing for too long. He's our honored guest this week.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm honored.
All right,
You better
so-
be. You're the honored guest.
Whoa, yeah. But the news this week. One of the biggest things to come out of gaming is of course the next generation's on everyone's mind. And last week we got kind of our first taste of the PS5 with just the hardware from Mark Cerny. And the big thing that I think a lot of gamers got out of that was not necessarily the hardware, but the backwards compatibility. And it's interesting, everyone was expecting PS1, PS2, PS3 to be backwards compatible, but it's just PS4. And that's really the only big taste of what games are going to be on it so far. And other than that, we don't know much about it.
Or at the very least, I was expecting just PS1, PS2, PS4. If they couldn't figure out how to get PS3 working due to the cell processor complications.
Right.
But so far, they've only announced PS4 compatibility. There was huge confusion surrounding the way they let that information out, because he initially said only the top 100 PS4 games have been confirmed with like the boosted mode, but it was unclear if he meant the boosted mode or just in general, if those were the only games that would be on it.
Yeah.
Days later, Sony came out with a statement saying like, oh, that was just, we really meant like 90% of all the games will work on it. But I do think that presentation was geared towards developers, which bad communication on Sony's part, but I think if they're going to announce anything big and interesting, it'll be at the real reveal event for this console. So
Right.
I'm still holding out hope for backwards compatibility with other generations.
Yeah, I've got my fingers crossed, but we can't
'Cause
know for sure.
That would make it like the ultimate PlayStation. I wouldn't need to have any of my PlayStations hooked up anymore if that were the case. I could get it all done just on PS5.
Exactly.
That'd be super nice. But like also I kind of like I'm gonna take the pessimistic side on this because almost every PlayStation console has initially had a really bad launch. And like I don't think this is gonna be different. I think that like just the way that they've like revealed all of this information publicly has been like really bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's rephrase that a little though. I think you're right in saying that they all had a bad launch, but I think the only one that truly had a bad launch was the PS3. Like in terms of launch games, I think they haven't always been the best, but they do always sell very well and do well.
That's true.
But
That's
and
true.
usually the communication is pretty good between the fans and Sony, which it wasn't during the PS3, and they made it a point to go out there and like reestablish that trust between consumer and brand for the PS4. And it seems like they're making some of the same mistakes with the PS3, but they might just be saving it and come out like with all the info we need in June or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still holding out that it's definitely like salvageable. I just think they've done like a poor job with the PS5.
Yeah, I
until
doubt I'll
now.
get it at launch at this point. Probably like a year later is when I'll get it.
Yeah, I mean, I never buy consoles at launch, so this is definitely not gonna change that. You know, I'm not gonna get it until there's a game that I really want that I can only play on it, and who knows how long that'll take. So,
I've said it before though, and I'll say it again. Sony, if you're a big fan of the Game Grinder podcast, maybe you could send some PS5 review copies to GameCubed. We'd sure love to have those.
I'd review them.
Yeah.
You would.
We would. We'd get good use out of them.
Yeah.
So, moving on. What is the
Alright.
next headline?
So we have Animal Crossing topping the charts and Doom Eternal taking second place, which, you know, there's been friendly competition there. I think it's,
Yeah.
you know, it's cool to see that, like, the fan bases of those games are both enjoying, you know, their respective games. Which, for those who don't know, both of those games came out on the same day. And people were joking and making memes about it because it's like they're the furthest apart from each other, like gameplay-wise and just like atmosphere-wise.
Yeah, and in terms of release, though, from GameStop, Doom Eternal ended up releasing one day early because they were trying to reduce the crowds that would come to buy them on the same day.
Oh, really? I didn't know about that, actually. It's very interesting.
And then I've heard that in terms of Doom Eternal, at least, that I'm pretty sure it's sold the best or the fastest selling Doom game so far.
Really?
And then so they're both off to a good start.
I don't. I mean, I don't think it'll get anywhere near the sales of the original Doom,
Yeah.
because that's like an
Yeah, that game's
insanely
so
high level.
crazy.
But also that
It's
was
a
released on like
staple.
everything. So
Maybe Doom Eternal can be the new game to release on everything. It's the new standard.
Yeah. I just can't wait for it to get ported to my microwave.
yeah,
Yeah.
still holding out
I'd
for that
play it.
Alexa port.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Maybe
So
it'll come
next
to
up-
Stadia. Yeah. Anyway.
So yeah, next up we have that CD Projekt Red. I think I'm pronouncing that right. donates almost $1 million to Polish healthcare workers working on coronavirus. And I don't know. I just think that it's nice to see that like all these like a bunch of like not the huge companies, but some of the smaller big companies are kind of helping in the relief funds. And I don't know. It's just a really nice thing to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really played their games, but cool. Good on them.
Yeah, honestly.
Not much to say there. But then the next thing we have is
just cool for them.
Yeah. The next thing we have is that GameStop's to close 300 stores, but they are making a profit for the first time in a while.
I believe it's a 2% profit.
Wow. Don't fucking pop your wine all at once.
Yeah, they gotta hold out hope for Reggie, who starts in April.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe Reggie will be the savior they need.
Maybe. I bought a chair from them a couple months ago, and the chair lasted about 2 weeks. So, don't trust GameStop with furniture, but you can trust them with games, I think.
Can I just say that he's speaking about an inflatable Pickle Rick chair, so I don't know if I would trust that from anyone.
That's true.
That's
it was only $20 though.
In a general
But it's
sense.
still an inflatable Pickle Rick chair.
Yeah, it was comfortable though.
Okay, I'll give you that.
It did its job for 2 weeks.
All right, so we have, instead of What's Poppin' with Peter, we have What's Poppin' with Mark Cerny.
I'm turning into Mark Cerny.
Whoa.
You can't.
Mark
you
Cerny,
can't
welcome to
stop
the
it.
podcast. It's a pleasure to have you.
Wow, it's me, Mike Cerny.
It's me,
It's me.
Michael PlayStation.
It's me,
We're
Mr.
here to talk about
PlayStation.
teraflops and gigawatts.
He hasn't
Thank you
blinked
for
for
listening.
20 minutes.
All right, but I actually got you. It's still me, Peter.
Wait, really? What?
Yeah,
That's
gotcha.
crazy.
All right, so who's going to talk about Mark Cerny?
The Mark Cerny is trying to tell us that PlayStation 5 has hardware that goes
Cool.
into the console box and lets you play the electronic video game apparatuses.
Well, he said some cool things. Just TLDR for the people who, or TLDW for the people who didn't watch. It's going to have fast memory, so it can load things super fast and have like vast open world areas. It's going to have 4K Blu-ray disc support. Didn't retain anything else. We already talked about the backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
So should we move on?
I do want to say though that I'm glad that the disc reader is going to be better, so like I don't have to download every game that I buy on disc.
Yeah, that's annoying, and it's a reason why I find it faster and easier to play games on the Switch, because the cartridge-based games don't need to do those downloads as often, like unless they don't fit the game on the cartridge, but it doesn't have to like install and copy data over to the system because the Switch is fast enough to read that cartridge.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's also easier to read cartridges faster, but
Yeah, it's just like I'm glad it'll have that faster tech.
yeah, it'll be
Yeah,
really
for sure.
nice because I hate buying games like physically and having to have them install.
Yeah. And the other thing with that is like there's only so much space that you can have on the PlayStation, and I only end up having like 1 or 2 games downloaded at a time.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah, like,
it's pretty trash.
That's an interesting thing, now that you brought that up, that I want to talk about. I don't remember the exact number, but the PS5 is only going to have like 800 and something gigabytes of storage.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
I have.
That is
And
the
it's because
thing.
Mark Cerny claims that it's like a cleaner number and it'll work better than a 1 terabyte drive.
I mean, okay, if we don't have to install like every game we buy physically, I might give that a pass. I still think it's kind of dumb that it's like downgrading from a last gen console, but
Yeah, like the PS4 Pro right now comes with 1 terabyte of space included, and that's still not even enough.
yeah.
So
Not
the fact that the next gen isn't even going to have 1 terabyte is a little concerning, but maybe because of these faster read times, it won't need as much space.
Also, I'm gonna fight with Dr. Sony on this one. I don't think 800 is a cleaner number than 1000.
Well, it wasn't 800. I forget the
It
exact
was
number.
like
It was like
812 or something.
825.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a messy number. If I got that number in a math problem, I wouldn't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you are the expert. You do know more than Mark Cerny.
It sure do.
Mm-hmm.
You are the guy who started designing PlayStations, but then got fired, so they don't want you anymore.
got fired
but you're,
for being
you're
too
like the
smart.
only guy in the world better than Mark Cerny
Yeah.
at designing hardware for PlayStation.
I can beat Mike Sony.
You're the one who gave him that nickname in the first place.
Yeah. I birthed him.
Yep.
Wow.
I'm his mom and dad.
All right, on that note, let's talk about the weekly game releases. So, we missed a week, and we're going to do the good thing and not talk about those games that we missed. So,
Yeah.
for Switch and PS4, we have Doom 64. Celebrate Doom's 25th anniversary with the release of Doom 64, originally released in 1997 and now available for the first time on PlayStation consoles. As you battle through more than 30 action-packed levels, be on the lookout for enhanced weapons and secrets to help you put an end to the demonic threat.
Why do they call
You
it?
guys played this
Why
one?
do they call it Doom 64 if it's on PlayStation and Switch though?
Because that's the title of the game. It's a separate... It wasn't a straight-up port of the original Doom. It was a new game.
Well, yeah, but
So
it's
they're still just calling it Doom 64.
but it's not on
'cause it was the
Nintendo
N64
64.
one.
It used to
Yeah,
be.
but that's the name. Just like how Super Mario New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe still has the U in it.
Yeah, but that's also dumb. Whatever.
Yeah.
I guess it's the title of the game, I guess.
But it does look interesting. It's $5. It's not
It's
too expensive.
$5.
Yeah, and the original
Wow.
N64 version had like a darkness issue and they fixed it, so it's like the best way to play this game.
Wow.
And it's not a bad game. Like I've heard it's pretty good.
Wow.
For $5, I might as well pick it up. I've never played Doom in my life, but
Check it out and let us know.
Maybe
For the
I
price of
will.
a Subway footlong, you can get a new video game.
yeah. And honestly, the Switch cartridge of that probably tastes better.
Wow.
All right. Moving on, our next game. For all the freaky goth people watching our show, we have Vampire the Masquerade. I don't know how to pronounce this. Coteries? So when I hear people say it, it sounds like they're saying Corderies, but it's Coteries of New York. Coteries, right?
Sure.
Yeah, let's go
Okay.
with that.
Vampire the Masquerade Coteries of New York is a narrative experience set in the rich universe of Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition. It presents the struggle for power between two vampiric factions, the Camarilla and the Anarchs, bathed in the night lights of the Big Apple. You guys are going to play this
I
one,
have
right? You're
never-
big
It sounds
fans
like
of
Spider-Man
Vampire the
PS4 has some
Masquerade.
competition.
Yeah, I've never heard of this. Apparently, it's based on like a tabletop RPG.
It is.
Interesting.
It's a very it's like a cult classic series. The original one was like a PC game, and it's getting a full-on sequel like 12 years later or whatever. And this is just like a side game, but it has a huge fan base.
Good for them then.
And finally, the last game this week, releasing on both PS4 and Switch, is One Piece Pirate Warriors 4. One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 is the latest evolution of Pirate Warriors action. Based on the concept of experiencing a real One Piece battlefield, buildings will come crashing down during the action and attacks will throw up smoke and dust, placing you in the thick of the One Piece world.
Why is there only
Cool.
one piece, but there's 4 warriors?
I don't know, but I'm
What's
more
the math
interested
on
in being
that?
placed in the thick of the One Piece world.
Yeah, you know
They're
your
gonna
game's
put
gonna
you
be
right
good
in the
when one of
thick.
the highlights is smoke and dust appearing around your character.
I haven't heard if this is good or not, but I'm pretty sure this is a Dynasty Warriors game.
Oh, really? Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah. Series, because there's 4 of them.
Yeah.
And that would make sense, because it's called Pirate Warriors.
Yeah.
It's okay. Maybe one day they'll make 2-piece. Or they'll make 4-piece and it'll be a game about chicken tendies.
Yeah.
All right, now moving just to the PlayStation 4. We have Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist, Link Evolution. This released on the Switch over the summer. Experience 20 years of Yu-Gi-Oh! History with Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist, Link Evolution. Build your deck from over 10,000 cards and take on the most iconic duelists from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Universe. Relive the stories from the original animated series through Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains.
Huh.
Okay. It's a good game. I'd recommend checking it out. You could get this game and not have to buy Yu-Gi-Oh cards anymore.
Wow.
Really good simulator, and it has like online play as well, I believe. So if you and a friend have it, you don't have to waste
Oh yeah,
a ton of money.
you were telling me about this, weren't you?
And the story mode plays through every saga of the show, every series. So it's a really good Yu-Gi-Oh game.
Yeah, I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh a lot when I was younger, and like I don't have the money for trading card games anymore, but like I'm considering picking this up because I do like at least I like the like original card game.
You should platinum it
Maybe I will. We'll see.
by the time we record next week.
That's not happening.
All right,
But
moving on. Paper Beast. Have you guys heard of this one?
I haven't, no.
they got Paper
right.
Beast now.
Yeah. It's a PSVR game. Experience a dreamlike odyssey through a wild and simulated ecosystem. Take off on an adventure. Connect with exotic and surprising creatures. Shape the environment to solve puzzles. Or let your imagination guide you through an immersive sandbox. Cool.
Yep. That's Paper Beast for you.
Yep. Classic good old Paper
I
Beast.
can't believe they brought back Paper Mario without Mario.
Paper Mario's gone into beast mode.
Yeah.
All right,
Mario's
talking
a
about beast mode.
now.
Doom Eternal. Hell's armies have invaded Earth. Become the Slayer in an epic single-player campaign to stop the final destruction of humanity. Also includes battle mode, a new 2 versus 1 multiplayer experience in which a fully armed Doom Slayer faces off against 2 player-controlled demons in a best-of-5 round match of intense first-person combat. This is also coming to the Switch at a later date. That version got delayed, and I believe there's not a release date yet.
Yeah.
But the original Doom port on the Switch was pretty impressive, and it was like the first big AAA third-party game to come out on the Switch, and it's the same team, Panic Button, doing the
good.
port, so I have faith in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing about the old Doom port is that it's like still $60. So I haven't been able to pick it up yet because I don't want to pay $60 for a game that I could buy on a PS4 for $10. So
Yeah, maybe it'll get cheaper when Eternal comes out.
You never know with
That's
Switch tax.
surprising.
Switch tax
But
is a very real thing.
We have bigger and better games to get to this week. Games that released on the Switch. Of course, I'm talking about Pooplers. Pooplers is a local multiplayer game where up to 4 players take control over babies. The game is diversified by power-ups and a mother who refers each toddler to a cot as soon as she sees her child pooping on the floor. Staying in a cot reduces the chance of winning in a given round. A humorous game, however, has a number of elements that diversify the gameplay and allow you to create tactics, visit beautiful maps to poop around, house, farm, seabed, or even spaceship. Choose different game modes such as PvP, free-for-all pooping, team versus team pooping, zombie horde co-op, play as a parent versus pooplers, play silly football match as a toddler, play with friends, or learn new tactics alone with bots. Poop in! Are you guys going to be getting this one?
just as you were talking about it, I already bought 4 copies.
Yeah, no.
Okay, good.
I
So
gotta
we can all
say,
play
like,
together.
Yeah.
This game
And have enough copies for one more person to play.
This game is about pooping.
Cool.
And that's a subject very close to
But
my
no,
heart.
I just saw this game listed and it was just too ridiculous to not talk about.
Yeah. I want more poop.
Don't we all? Talking about poop, because every transition today is going to be a talking about transition. We have Panzer Dragoon Remake,
Oof.
a new remade version of the Panzer Dragoon game, true to the original, with improved graphics and controls that suit modern gaming standards. On a far, lone planet, you encounter 2 dragons, awaken from ancient times. Okay, they made a mistake in their summary, and this isn't a small game, so fix that. Armed with a deadly gun from the past and the guidance of your armored blue dragon, you must fulfill your destiny and keep the prototype dragon from reaching the tower or die trying. I'm interested to play this. I think I'm going to get the limited run games release. Never played the series, but I've always wanted to. Some of the fans were complaining about the art style, but I personally think it's okay, and apparently the gameplay is intact, and they're going to constantly add new patches in to make it better with like gyro controls and stuff, so I'm down to try it out.
I'm gonna wait on this one, but I do hope that the patches fix some of the more annoying issues. The biggest one that I've noticed that like I really don't want to deal with is it's kind of like a Star Fox-esque game for those who don't know, and for whatever reason in this like HD version they made it so like the dragon like bobs up and down a lot as it's like idle animation. I hate that. Like that is like honestly the number one thing that like I wouldn't want to play it just because that bothers me so much.
Yeah, well, hopefully they'll take that out.
I think
really
they'll
weird.
fix it.
That wasn't even in the original.
Yeah, exactly. It's like not a thing in the original.
It's like the animator wanted to show off how good the dragon looks when flying, but didn't realize it like ruins the gameplay.
Yeah. But I haven't really ever played the original. However, I do hope this does well because I really, really want them to remake Panzer Dragoon Saga, which is for those who don't know, it's like one of the rarest games that has not been re-released on like anything.
Yeah, isn't it worth like $500?
It's like $500 just for the disc because it was a very late release Saturn game that not many people bought, but the game is absolutely amazing. I've played it on emulator and it is a fantastic RPG that I highly recommend, and I really hope that they remake it and bring it to something so that you can
I look forward to that
play
if
it
they
legally.
because I know the studio spoke about their desire to do that.
Yeah,
that'd be sick.
So I hope that they patch things because I'd love to buy this game and support the future of this whole franchise. So hell yeah.
Next up, we have Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy. Forge your weapon and follow the path of the Jedi. The online multiplayer classic comes to Nintendo Switch with modernized controls. Take on the role of a new student eager to learn the ways of the Force from Jedi Master Luke Skywalker. Okay.
Whoa, they got Star Wars in here now?
I'm a huge Star Wars fan who wants Star Wars games on the Switch, but this isn't the one I'm particularly excited for. They announced Pod Racer, or Star Wars Racer Episode 1 is coming to the Switch, and I will get that day one. Like, I am very much excited for that.
What's the other game they announced? Jedi Academy. Isn't that like a game that people really, really like also?
That's the one I just said.
Yeah, a lot of people like it.
Yeah, it's online, but like it looks really dated, and I haven't played it before, so it'll probably go over my head.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Gigantosaurus the game. Adventure, fun, and racing on a gigantic scale. Explore and race across the prehistoric world of Gigantosaurus. This Disney dino tale is part saving the world, part super race, and all giant fun.
Yeah, but is it better than Race with Ryan, though?
We'll have to wait. We'll have to wait for the reviews to come out, because we're not reviewing it, unless you want to.
I mean, it depends on how much it is.
I think it's a full-priced game.
That's going to be a no for me, Chief.
Okay, and lastly, for the Switch, Saints Row 4 re-elected. You are the president of the United States of America, and you must save all of us on Earth. That's not happening right now in the real world. The boss of the Saints has been elected to the presidency of the United States, but the Saints are just getting started. After a catastrophic alien invasion of Earth led by the evil overlord Zinyak, the Saints have been transported to a bizarro steelport simulation with homies new and old at their side and an arsenal of superpowers and strange weapons. They must fight to free humanity from alien granddaddy Zinyak's mental grasp.
Okay,
The Saints have... I'm not done yet.
I
Hang
thought you were
on.
done.
This is a long one. The Saints have gone from the crack house to the penthouse to the White House. But now it's up to you to free the world from Zinyak and his alien empire, saving the world in the wildest open world game ever. Playable for the first time on Nintendo Switch. Trademark. All right.
Okay, I love Saints Row 3 and 4. They're really, really fun games. They're just like
I haven't played them.
They're some of the silliest games ever. Saints Row 4 especially is really, really good. And I hope that more people play it now that it's on Switch, because it's like, honestly, Saints Row 4 is so much fun. It's just
All
like...
right.
Sorry, my mic was off. My dad's a big Saints Row fan, or he was at least. I don't know if he still plays them, but yeah, I don't know. They seem like fun games. I might pick one up at some point.
They're very, very fun.
Yeah, I believe I might have one on PS4. Like, I think 1 month it was like one of the free games, so maybe I'll check it out.
Yeah, I recommend.
I think like it's like God Out of Hell or whatever.
Oh yeah, I don't think I've played
I don't
that
know
one,
which
actually.
one that is.
It's like between 3 and 4, I think.
Okay.
I haven't played it though.
Are you guys ready for WackWare?
I don't know if I'm
suppose
ready.
I am.
Okay, so if you're a new listener, WackWare is the weekly segment where I go through all the just strange games releasing on the PS4 and Switch, whether they're shovelware, just weird, or indie, like just there's some weird games if you look through them. And typically, I'll have rounds of 3 games each. 2 of these games are real games, and 1 is a game I made up, and typically Peter has to guess which one is made up. This week, it'll be a competition between Peter and Caleb to find the made-up game. So here's how it's going to work. I'm going to read through each round. Then, as I'm reading, if you guys want, you can chime in, and the first person to guess if a fake game's a fake game or a real game will get a point.
All right.
Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
And let's see, should I make it if you guess before I'm done reading the 3, you can't guess again till after I'm done with all of them?
Here's what I think is a good ground rule is if you throw out a guess, then you can't make another guess until the other person guesses.
I like that, yeah.
Yeah, that works. All right. Round 1. First game. Epic Word Search Collection. Epic word search puzzles are enormous. There are more than 1,500 words hidden in each massive, scrollable grid. This collection contains Epic Food Word Search, Epic Journeys Word Search, Epic Animals Word Search, and Epic Sports Word Search.
Yeah, that's real.
Thoughts? That's real?
That's
I'm
real.
gonna say that's
Peter,
real.
you sure?
I think so.
I don't know about that. Okay, can I move on?
Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
Square off. What's the best shape? Square, triangle, circle, or hyperboloid? Everyone knows the answer is squares. Fight your way to the top of the arena and square off. The game all about proving your worth in the land of the shapes.
Yeah, this one's the fake one.
Are you certain?
Yeah, I'm pretty certain.
He made his guess.
That's my guess.
All right. So that's locked in?
I'm locking that in.
That's locked in.
All right, Peter, are you going to take the same guess, or are you going to wait for the third game?
Well, no. He made his guess, so you have to tell him whether it's right or wrong, so that I can,
But no, I have to read the third game.
Okay, read the third game.
So that gives you an advantage.
Okay, sure.
Twin Breaker, a Sacred Symbols adventure. The United States sends generation ships to nearby star systems to find new planets to colonize. But once in interstellar space, the ships mysteriously disappear. When clues emerge about the missing spacecraft, 2 pilots jump through a wormhole into a story-driven brick breaker in the spirit of Arachnoid and Breakout.
Oof, that one's definitely real.
Yeah,
Um,
it's kind of weird though. It's Brick Breaker.
all right. Uh, so how is it gonna work? Are you gonna like tell whether Caleb's answer is correct or not?
Yeah, and if someone guesses first and gets it correct, they'll get half a point more than the other person.
Oh,
So if you had guessed the same time he did, you would have gotten the same points.
oh, is that how we're doing it? Okay.
Yeah, I just made that up right now.
Okay. I
So we have Epic Word Search Collection, Square Off, and Twin Breaker: A Sacred Symbols Adventure.
I'm gonna, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna put all my chips on the last one.
Twin Breaker:
Ooh.
A Sacred Symbols Adventure.
Bold choice.
Just to be counterculture. Let's go for it.
Okay, well, the correct one was Square Off.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Caleb gets, I believe, 1 point because if you had both done Square Off, he would have gotten 1.5, but he just gets 1 because
Sweet.
Peter has 0.
So do I get the $25 Subway gift card or?
Nope, sorry, that's not today.
There's still 2 more rounds also.
Yeah,
Yeah. I was hoping it would be one $25 Subway gift card per round, but it is what it is.
I think we're
But,
made of money.
Twin Breaker is actually a game made by Colin Moriarty, who used to have the podcast. Well, he has Sacred Symbols, which is a PlayStation podcast, and he made a game.
Interesting.
And they used to have a segment on their podcast where they would read through every game. So I thought it would be cool to put him in WackWare.
All
Yeah,
right.
for sure.
Next round. First, we have Duck Souls Plus. Run, jump, and dash your way through traps to collect all the eggs. Duck Souls Plus is a fast-paced action platformer about a little duck with an incredible skill to dash and a mission. Find all the eggs to save his species.
Yeah, that one's real.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say why I know that, but I'm just gonna guess it's real.
Do you know?
Do I know?
Have you looked through my... Are you on my document?
What document?
Looking at the...
What? No, me?
Okay. Caleb may be a
Caleb's
cheater.
cheating. Caleb's cheating.
No, no. Go on. What's the next one?
Oh. Dissection. I don't remember how I got into this house. I only know that I need to quickly find a way out because something terrible is walking around, and it's looking for me. Avoid meeting a living corpse and find key items to progress through the game. Find the key to the front door and run away from this house.
That's just real life.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'm gonna say that's
That's not-
fake.
Are you locking it in?
Yeah. You know what?
Okay.
I'll go for it.
Peter's locked into dissection.
Yeah.
Caleb...
I'm gonna wait till the next one to make my choice.
Okay. Next game is Lost Summer Days. Kumiko is starting life at Star University, where he has mysterious encounters with 8 lady ninjas. In this visual
that's
novel
fake.
game, you will build up relationships with kawaii characters in order to unlock the end goal, a bonus cutscene? Which ninja schoolgirl will Kumiko fall in love with? The choice is up to you.
That's so fake.
I don't know. My gut's telling me that one's real though. I think I'm gonna
It
go.
might be.
I'm gonna go with Peter, and I'm gonna agree that the second one's fake.
Okay.
I mean, I'm already locked into the second one, so
So,
Yeah.
you guys are both wrong.
It's
It was
the-
Lost Summer Days.
yeah.
When I make the fake games, I go through what I traditionally see and make things based on that. So I see a lot of like really bad ninja visual novel games, so I made that.
Like as soon as you.
I'm glad you locked in because Caleb did fall for it.
Yeah, I fell for it pretty hard.
But how did you know Duck Souls was real? Have you seen that game?
Yeah, I saw it on the. I think I was telling you earlier that I saw a game on the eShop, and I was like, "Yeah, that's going to be in WackWare."
It was that game.
But yeah, it was Duck Souls because I remember
Damn
the
it.
name was like it was like something that I didn't remember it, but if you told me it, I would have remembered it, kind of thing.
Yeah, Dark Souls sounded pretty real, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's see. Caleb's in the lead with 1 point, and we're moving on to the last round.
Wow.
You guys ready?
Yep.
I don't know if I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready now.
So, see, if Peter's able to get this point, you guys will tie. I don't know how we're going to determine how to break that tie.
We should have a Duck Souls fight. Whoever wins Duck Souls first wins.
Yeah.
Maybe. I was thinking more rock, paper, scissors over Discord, but
Yeah, that sounds good.
we'll see. All right. Jigsaw Abundance? Jigsaw puzzle game with touchscreen support. Jigsaw puzzle game with touchscreen support. Use your finger to play your favorite Jigsaw puzzle games. Now with more themes and more puzzles. 50 different high-quality puzzle images. 10 different themes to choose from. 14 calming puzzle music tracks. So,
I don't know.
anyone?
I'm gonna
so-
wait on this one.
That's
Okay.
so dumb. I What? Why does it say it twice in the beginning?
It does, okay? Don't judge it. That's completely normal. Lots of games do that.
Yeah, I believe it.
Okay, alright, it might be real. Let's continue.
Next game, Necro Worm. It's
Grow worm. Okay.
Is this a fetish game?
it's midnight. You're dead, and you've got a bad case of the munchies. Chew your way through 120 levels of
This
addictive
is
puzzle
fake.
gameplay, where your only goal is to devour everything but your own wormy self. It's quick, tasty, and hard to resist. Just like a late night snack. Gurgle, gurgle, stop your stomach rumbling.
That's so fake.
I don't
Are you
know.
locking it in?
I'm
If it's-
absolutely locking that in.
If that game's real, I'm
Okay.
gonna buy it. But I'm gonna wait to hear
Yeah.
the third one.
Alright, third game, Dirt Dudes. Hey bro, check out our sweet monster truck. We named her Nelly after our dear old ma. Anyways, you can race with us and Nelly in our game, Dirt Dudes. Destroy the competition with us, bro. Out now.
Yeah,
that-
the worm one's fake.
Okay, so you're both locked into Necroworm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Necroworm is real. Dirt Dudes was the fake game.
Alright, hang on. I'm buying Necro Worm right now.
There's
Go
no
ahead,
way.
it's on the Switch.
No, it's real.
Look it
It's
up.
real.
There is no way that Necro Worm is real based on that description.
It's only $5.
I'm grabbing my Switch right now and I'm going on the eShop. I'm checking this.
Jeez, Necroworm's gonna have a lot of customers now.
I don't believe that this game exists and that's the description.
No, it's very real, and I hate it.
So the description was actually way longer. There was a second paragraph that I cut, but it still does end with gurgle gurgle stop your stomach rumbling.
No, it doesn't.
Like it extra spicy? Hurry up and make it within the time limit, but watch out for the cramps.
Oh my
Oh, this is just my real life.
So Caleb, you're the winner.
What is
Sweet.
this? What is this
Congratulations.
description?
Wow.
I don't know.
Rated E for everyone.
Is it?
Yeah.
They got an E ESRB rating for Necroworm.
Yeah, it did.
What? Oh my
So you buying it?
I might buy it later.
I'll think about it. That's really Dirt Dudes is the fake one?
Yeah. You didn't fall for it?
No.
I
don't
thought
know.
that one would be obvious because it literally ends every sentence with "Hey, bro."
No, I feel like
That's
that's
why I
something
thought
like
it was real, honestly.
that's what like a quirky PS4 game developer would do.
Yeah,
Mm,
you did good on that one. That one really sounded real to me.
thank you.
At least it didn't sound like something that you would have written, I guess. So
Cool. I'm glad to be adapting.
you threw me off my game.
All right. Let's see. Should we talk about the big chunk this time?
Oh yeah, I'm ready to talk about
It's
the big
not like
chunk.
anything happened, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm ready to chunk.
All right. So drum roll, please. This is going to sound really bad on our mics. It's time for the big chunk. So, out of
Whoa.
nowhere, yesterday, Nintendo dropped a Nintendo Direct Mini that I believe has been longer than full Nintendo Directs, 25
Yeah,
minutes worth of content.
Mm-hmm.
And it was good. I loved it. It was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it was amazing.
it
Yeah,
was.
I'd give it a solid 9 out of 10. I really liked it.
I would give it an 8.5 out of 10. Peter,
I
you got
mean,
to rate it now.
it's a 10 out of 10 for me because I got more Xenoblade and that's all I wanted.
So I have IGN's article on everything announced up, and we're going to go through each announcement and discuss.
Okay.
So, first of all, the next DLC fighter for Smash Bros. Is going to be from ARMS.
Okay, so a bit of context on this. November 2019, at like 9 in the morning, was the Smash Bros. Direct. And Springman, for like the longest time, was my number one most wanted fighter. And they announced him as an assist trophy. Mind you, I skipped class to watch this Nintendo Direct. So you can imagine how like upset I was that I skipped class to watch my dreams get crushed in front of me. So I was like, all right, he's an assist trophy. There's like 2 Mii costumes. Arms is gonna be in like Smash Bros. 6 or whatever. And then out of nowhere, they're like, all right, here's the next Smash Bros. DLC fighter. So I was like, oh, okay, this is gonna be cool. And then the second the Arms music started playing, I almost screamed. I was really excited about that.
I was too. It's got me itching to play ARMS again.
I've
I
never
want to get
played
back into
ARMS,
it.
but
Get the free trial and play it with us.
Yeah, it's worth it.
honestly, yeah, maybe I will because I don't know. I like the character designs mostly, and
Yeah.
it seems like a cool character to have in Smash. So
So
For sure.
ARMS is probably the best 3D fighter I've played, my favorite at least.
Mm-hmm.
I don't usually get into 3D fighters, and typically, like, not all games, like Tekken's pretty good, but like sometimes their quality just isn't that good, like especially all the anime like arena fighters.
Oh yeah.
But ARMS is really fun. It takes like it's more on the simple side, but it has a lot of combinations and strategy that you can use to make it more complicated. And but it's not too complicated, and the art style and the character design is superb. It really reminds me of like a Dreamcast era Capcom fighter,
Oh yeah, I could see that. It's like
like
yeah,
Power Stone.
it's like Power Stone and Wii Sports Boxing. Honestly, had a baby,
Yeah.
and it's sick. I really like it. It was my first Nintendo Switch game. It was the first AAA exclusive Nintendo Switch game ever released. So
Yeah.
it's a really fun game.
And I come from an era where the neon yellow Joy-Cons were considered limited edition ARMS Joy-Cons. So
I remember that.
let's see, what else can we talk about with this? What character do you think it'll be?
Well, my number one most wanted is Ribbon Girl because she's my main. But I'm guessing. All right, I have like 3 different theories. I don't know if I want to talk about.
I
all
have
of
some
them now.
too, so I'll share some.
I think
well.
my first theory is the Springtron theory, which is that Springman and Ribbon Girl will be added as like alternate costumes of each other, and Springman's assist trophy will be replaced with Springtron. My second theory is that it's going to be a character we haven't seen yet from ARMS 2 that's going to be announced at their E3 Direct.
Yeah,
and they're
that's
gonna
one of my
announce-
theories as well.
They're going to
Yeah.
announce ARMS 2, and then they're going to announce the DLC fighter.
Yeah, I think ARMS 2 will, or at least a huge revamp of ARMS and like a repackage so they could sell it almost as if it's a new game, but still support, like, for people who have it already, still like build upon it.
Yeah.
But either way, I think it's going to have a new protagonist. and maybe there will be even like some crazy like story mode or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But I
I
think
think it's
it'll
going to be a
be
new character.
yeah, I think it'll have a new protagonist, and then they'll use it to market the new game.
I
Yeah.
could
Like
see
the new
that.
protagonist will be the Smash character. But I really want it to be Helix. Helix is my favorite ARMS character. I really like him.
Yeah,
He's
Helix
just
is
such
definitely
a
my second pick.
gooey, odd boy. And then, so I'd love it to be Helix. And if it's not a new character, I think they need more female representation. So I think it's probably going to be Ribbon Girl or Twintel,
Yeah,
realistically.
or
Hopefully not
Min
the
Min
latter.
Min Min won the what is it, like one of the tournaments like within ARMS, so she's like one of the most popular characters right now. So I could see it being Min Min.
Okay, I didn't realize that. Min Min's like my second favorite. I just didn't think she was like the most popular. So I would be okay with that.
Yeah, I could see that. But then Twintel is like the most popular like among a certain group of fans for a specific reason. But
Yeah.
Smash Bros is for good
Yup.
boys and girls, so I don't know how
So
Sakurai's gonna feel about that.
maybe Sakurai will nerf her.
Maybe. You never know.
All right, moving on. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition got a release date and a new trailer. It's coming out May 29th, 2020. Peter, talk
I'll
about this because we both don't know anything.
Yeah, I'll take the helm. The original Xenoblade Chronicles is one of my favorite games ever. When they initially announced Definitive Edition, I screamed like a little baby idiot. Because
I was there.
like yeah, because that's the one thing that Xenoblade 1 has always lacked, and it's been the visual department, because it came out on the Wii, so like the textures look really bad. And it's a shame because like from an art direction standpoint, Xenoblade 1 is gorgeous. And now it has a chance to like actually show how pretty that game really can be.
And as an onlooker who hasn't necessarily played any of the games, I like the new art style a lot. Like it's more
Yes.
anime because the older one was like more realistic.
I think it's a good like evolution of the original game's art style, because the original game kind of like lacked an art style a little bit, and this new style is kind of like a nice hybrid between like Xenoblade 2 and 1, and I think it looks really really good.
Yeah, the art style
And
does look good.
Yeah, and I saw people talking about how apparently there's some changes that make it more consistent with Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Like some
Yes.
character had like a key around his neck in the old game, and now it's like some like orb or crystal that was in the second game.
Yeah, Alvis. That's a very interesting change, because well, then I have to get into Xenoblade story, and that's a lot of spoilers and stuff, so I'm not going to talk about that. But it is really, really cool. Uh,
Yeah. If I
and
have the money, I'll pick this up because I held myself back from playing 2 and Torna because I want to play this one first.
yeah,
And it looks really cool to me because, not to offend anyone, but when I look at 2 and Torna, it just seems like Waifu Chronicles.
that's
It
honestly
just
kind of
seems like
fair.
that's like a huge part of it, and this one just looks really cool, so I'd like to play this
Like
one
Xenoblade 2 is
first.
good, and it's more than just like waifu bait, but like it does present itself that way, and it is probably my least favorite thing about that game. Otherwise, it's really good, but I still like Xenoblade 1 way better. Um, Also, I just want to talk about some of the changes in this new version. First of all, believe it's been confirmed that they're doing like a vanity armor system thing, which is to explain, in the original Xenoblade, whenever you equip a new piece of armor, it shows it on your character, which is really cool, but it makes it so that like for the entire game all of your characters look really stupid, because you have all these different pieces of armor from like different armor sets, and like a lot of the time your characters just end up looking ridiculous, and now you don't have to worry about that because you can also equip an armor set um as just like visual, um which is really a really really good change. And
Yeah, I like
also,
that.
yeah, and also they're adding a new epilogue that I I can't express how excited I am for that because in the original game, they planned an additional location that didn't make it into the final game due to like time constraints.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
The shoulder, right?
yeah, the Biana shoulder, which is still in the game's data in like a somewhat unfinished state, but it's like by far the biggest area in the game. And they ended up cutting it due to time in the original game, but they're adding it in to this version as like an area in the epilogue, so it doesn't disrupt the flow of the main story, but you still get to experience that area, and I think that is literally the perfect way to do that. I'm really, really excited to see what the epilogue is and how the plot continues even past like the original ending because I love Xenoblade. It has some of my favorite characters in anything ever, and I can't express how ecstatic I am for that game to come out.
And I'm excited to finally be able to know who Shulk is.
Yeah, he's a
'Cause I don't like playing as Smash characters that I don't necessarily know, and I haven't had a good chance to play as Shulk since he's been added because I didn't want the new 3DS port because it looked, first of all, cramped. I don't really want to be playing that on the low res, tiny 3DS screens, and then expensive as well as the Wii version. So this is
yeah,
perfect for me, and I'm excited to play it.
yeah. I think it'll be an amazing, amazing game.
So next up, they had a huge announcement from 2K, and they announced that BioShock the Collection, the Borderlands Legendary Collection, and XCOM 2 are all coming to the Switch. These are all series that maybe not XCOM 2 personally for me, but BioShock and Borderlands are games that I've always kind of wanted to play, and if they ever go on sale, I might pick them up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have the Borderlands collection on PS4, which is it's really cheap if you want to get it on the PS4. But my main concern with these collections is that there's going to be like a huge Switch tax, number one, and number two, they're all going to be download only, which is
Yeah, so
kind of
oh well,
sucks.
they're not download only. So the problem with the storage is they're all, with the exception of Bioshock. Bioshock's on a 16 gig cart, and there's only minor downloads you have to do. I don't remember what, but it's pretty much all on there. But Borderlands and XCOM are only on 8 gig carts, and Borderlands has a 35 gigabyte download.
Hmm.
oof,
I don't remember XCOM's, but two interesting things I noticed is, other than that, is one, these games are all selling at $50, so at least they're not 60. But I think that price point is wrong. I think if it was 40, it would be like perfect for at least Borderlands. I think BioShock's maybe worth like 30 or less just based on like pricing on the other consoles.
yeah,
Yeah.
And then while these games are really cheap on the other consoles now, what you have to look into is Borderlands on the other consoles is the Handsome Collection, and it's the pre-sequel and 2, I believe.
Yes.
But this is the Borderlands Legendary Collection, and it includes 1, 2, and the pre-sequel.
That's a fair
yeah.
point. Which
So if Borderlands is ever 40 or under, I might pick it up, but otherwise, I'm good.
yeah.
And also, they seem like games that, like Borderlands seems like it would be a cool series to have portably.
Yeah,
That's a good point. It's definitely a really good local multiplayer game as well as a good online play game. So for me
And
personally, I'd rather have it on my PlayStation, but I can understand why
yeah,
people would want it on their Switch.
they did state too that even in handheld mode, you can play with two people locally,
That's still cool.
which would probably like give me a headache because it would be so small. But
Mm,
I'm glad that that works.
yeah.
yep.
I mean, at this point, I'm used to playing Mario Kart 8 at my high school lunch table, like four-player split screen with single Joy-Cons.
Yeah, that's
Oh
So
what I would do
man,
when I
doesn't
was in
bother
high
me
school.
anymore.
Yeah, I would have like study halls in high school and
Yeah.
just literally just play like Switch with people.
Hmm.
It
Yeah,
was
I used to
great.
do that. That was
Back in
awesome.
the ARMS days of early launch.
Oh yeah,
Bomberman, ARMS, Mario Kart 8.
yeah.
Man, I feel like I missed out on the launch Switch experience.
It
It
was
was a good
wild.
experience. Like, you look back at other console releases, and if you compare it with the Switch, so it launched with Breath of the Wild, which of course was like also on the Wii U,
Yeah,
but
Hmm.
Nintendo managed to have one Nintendo game release monthly for like at least a year after it
yeah.
launched. Like, it was
Yeah,
crazy.
which
When
was
did
awesome.
Xenoblade 2 come out after the
It
Switch
came
launch?
out
December
December 2018, I believe.
Like how
2017, I
far
think.
after the Switch
Really?
launch was that?
Yeah, I think it was first year because it came out like around the same time as Mario Odyssey.
It was
It
2017, yeah.
Oh,
It came out
wow.
before Odyssey.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't realize that it's been that long already.
Or no,
Hmm.
maybe no, Odyssey came out first actually.
Yeah, Odyssey came out in October.
Yeah, yeah.
Cuz I remember I got Odyssey before Xenoblade 2 came out.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we have the Bravely Default 2 got a new trailer, and it looks fantastic. The I haven't even played the other games. The visuals are so
Mm,
beautiful. Like,
the
it looks like you're peering into like a diorama. It's great. It's
Yeah,
gorgeous.
if there's one thing
Um
that the like Bravely team and the Octopath team do really, really well, because I think both games are done by at least similar teams.
yeah, they're
It's
separate teams, but they're similar. Like, I believe they've like interchanged
yeah,
development before.
but they
Um
do the art so well,
They
so
do.
well.
Like, I didn't think they'd be able to, cause like Octopath has that gorgeous like 3D like sprite look,
Yeah,
and I wasn't sure if they'd be able to do it like not having it sprite based, but it still like captures that same like you look at in the trailer. There's a scene of them like going through like heavy snow, and like just the snow itself looks so good.
yeah, it's really, really
Um,
beautiful.
I haven't had a chance to play the demo yet, but a demo released alongside it. And Peter, I believe you played it, so you
Yeah,
want to talk about it a little?
I've played the demo a little bit, and it's definitely. I will say I don't have like outrageously good things to say about it. No, I don't have bad things to say about it, but it's like it's another Bravely Default game. Like it doesn't really like they've added some stuff in that's new and like that stuff's cool, but it mostly kind of feels like, you know, but that's also good because if you like the other Bravely Default games, like you're gonna like this one. It's good. Uh
Mm-hmm.
the classic like job system is always fun. I love RPGs with job systems. They're really really fun to like a fun way to do turn-based combat. Um, I do think that this game is probably going to fall in the pitfall of the other Bravely games as well as Octopath Traveler, where the story is kind of weak, unfortunately. I really like RPGs that have really, really good stories, and that is kind of the fault of a lot of these games, is the stories are kind of eh.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and
Definitely
also,
with Octopath too.
yeah,
Like, the stories were
Octopath
like not
was
even connected to each other.
Octopath has like one of the worst stories I've played in a while. But
Mm-hmm.
but I think that it's weird that the Bravely series really likes to like they for all of the games they have basically done like the same character archetypes, and like this game literally has like technically they're different characters from the first game, but the
Yeah. So can you clarify on that actually? So
yeah, I was
there was
gonna like,
Bravely Default and Bravely Second,
oh yeah, this
and
is
now
this
Bravely
is
Default Two. So
this is
what is
really
this?
dumb because they made Bravely Default and then they made a direct sequel to Bravely Default that like takes place a couple years later called Bravely Second, which I haven't played through all the way. Um, and then they're making Bravely Default 2, which I think this story is like completely isolated from the other two games. But it's so
Okay, so
bizarre to
it's
me
like
that they
Final
call it
Fantasy.
2.
Mm-hmm.
It's really like they're trying to like sweep the other game under the rug, but like the other game wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I played a bit of it. It's perfectly fine. Um, but yeah, I was just gonna say that like the character archetypes are like the same as the first game, where like you have main protagonist who's like a little quirky, and then you have like very very like proper like princess type girl, and then you have the kind of like lover boy who always tries to like either get with everyone, or like he likes gambling, or like, he's like
Hmm.
that kind of character. And then
I already feel like I know all these
yeah, and then you
characters
have
just from
like
other games.
yeah, and then you have like the really like hardened warrior girl. And like that's the like same four character archetype that's in the first game, and they're just like bringing that back wholesale for this one.
Whatever. I haven't played the first
Yeah.
one.
I mean, the story definitely doesn't like take away from the game, but it doesn't add to it too much. Gameplay's still great. Music is really, really good, and the visuals are fantastic. So, I'm excited to see more.
Okay, so we still have quite a lot of headlines to get through. So I'm just going to read off most of them, and then we'll only discuss the really big ones that we want to talk about.
Okay.
So they came out with new details on the Pokemon Sword and Shield expansion pass. I think it looks really cool. It looks good. They're expanding upon the open world elements from the wild area. That's all I'll say. Moving on. They detailed the Animal Crossing New Horizons Easter event, and so between April 1st and 12th, Bunny Day will happen, and you'll be able to find Zipper and find eggs in order to get Easter themed items.
Yeah. Cool. I love Animal Crossing.
They announced Star Wars Episode 1 Racer is coming to the Switch. I'm excited for this. It was a classic game on the N64 and Dreamcast, and it's really good. And it has like a lot of fans who really like this game, so I'm glad it'll be released on a new platform.
Yeah, I've never played it, but I kind of want to now, honestly.
It's really fun. I have it on the N64.
Hmm.
So this is a bigger one. Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics was announced.
This game looks lit as heck. I'm
It
excited
looks
to play it.
so good. So it is 51 different board games, card games, tabletop games, all that you can play on the Switch. You can play them docked or portably. There's online and local multiplayer for the ones that support it. And man, it looks good. They have a bunch of new games, but they even brought back, there's some games from, let's see, there's like Wii Bowling is on here. Not Wii Bowling, but it looks the same.
Yeah, just Switch bowling now.
Switch Bowling.
There's the We Play Tanks.
Yeah, We Play Tanks, and the balloon shooter game is from We Play as well.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just so much variety to this game. It came out of nowhere. Who would have expected them to announce this?
Yeah.
I'm mostly just really excited for like bowling and tanks on the Switch, especially if it has online.
Oh yeah.
But it looks good, and it was announced that let's see, what's the name of the Mario Party studio? ND Cube.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
right.
They're making this game, so I wasn't expecting that. So hopefully it's good.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be. And like
Yeah.
to get a little personal, like Wii Sports Bowling is really big like in our suite in college.
Yeah.
So like the
Yeah.
fact that we'll be able to play it in HD next semester will be really exciting.
And
So-
online with each other this semester.
And
or
online with
this
each
summer.
other this semester.
Summer, because it'll
Yeah.
be over. But hopefully this releases on time. It's only going to be $40, not $60, and it's scheduled to release on June 5th, 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dude, they got Mancala in there. I love Mancala.
Like
They have
awesome.
they have Shoji, and I've always wanted to learn how to play that. So it's cool that there's all these games that if you actually buy the board games cost like $30 to $50 each, and you just have 51 of them all in this one game.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're gonna get some online Connect 4 sessions going.
Oh yeah.
What did they call it in the trailer? They didn't call it Connect
They
4.
called it
It's
like 4 in a row.
Yeah.
Like, what if
Yeah.
they made like fake Uno and they just called it like 1?
They call it one, but in Spanish.
Yeah.
I would love that, honestly. I honestly, that's like the one thing that it's missing. If it had Uno, I'd probably buy it day one because I love Uno. I get really heated when I play Uno.
I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna get it day one. Like, if friends get it day one, like if you guys get it day one and we all want to play online, I might.
Yeah.
But it really depends, like what's happening, what the state of the world with this virus is, and if it gets a physical release, because it hasn't been listed anywhere for a physical release, and it's
Yeah.
$40. But what's weird is this is the same company that made a physical release of Tetris 99, so
Oh
Yeah,
hopefully it
that's-
gets one.
That's so weird
Hopefully.
that they released that physically.
And what I didn't know is apparently this is a sequel to a DS game.
Yeah, I heard that.
Oh.
Like, there's like a DS game called Clubhouse Games, and I've never heard of it. I'm not sure if it sold well, and they're making a sequel to it.
Maybe it has a really dedicated fan base, and they're really happy that it got brought back.
Maybe, and I don't know who made that one either. Like,
My-
maybe
my-
it was NDQ.
My inner Pikmin fan likes to believe that every game has a fan base, and people are excited when it gets announced.
I just did some research, and the original Clubhouse Games was developed by Agenda, who also did The Amazing Spider-Man Lethal Foes that came out in 1994 for the Super Famicom.
Huh.
Okay.
And
I don't think I
Wait,
know
there's a
that one.
Spider-Man
neither.
game on
That's
Famicom?
cool.
let's see. I don't know if they're working on the new one.
No, I think
But-
it's just NDQ.
Yeah, which honestly I'm more happy with because NDCubed has proven to us time
Yeah.
and time again that they're good.
Well, they've proven to us once that they're good.
Yeah, exactly.
Super Mario Party, and then they never fixed the problems with it.
Yeah.
But even then, they like stepped it up a little for that release. And I've never had a problem with their mini games. I've just had a problem with their overall like boards and layouts and game mechanics. So this just being recreations, they'll do good with this.
Yeah,
Like,
hopefully you
you
don't
can't
have to
screw up
play-
Mancala.
Yeah, hopefully you don't have to play Mancala in a car.
Yeah. Okay, Burnout Paradise Remastered is coming to the Switch. This came to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC in 2018, and it originally released in 2008. It is a very well-regarded game, but I've seen people time and time again say that it's not the best in the series. They would have preferred a earlier game in the series to
Yeah.
get remastered.
I used to play
Which-
the one of the earlier ones on, I don't know if I'm allowed to mention what console I played it on, but the console that rivaled the PS3. I used to play it on that
The
console.
Wii?
No, the other one. But so the
Okay.
Burnout, I think it was like Burnout Revenge or something. It was like
Yeah.
one of the first games I had for that console, and I remember having a lot of fun with it. And still, like every once in a while, I'll go back to it. So like if they released that one on the Switch, I'd definitely buy it. But this one, I'm not sure.
They're really good arcade racers.
Oh, for sure. They're like,
And they're known for their like destruction mode, right?
yeah, like you run around and try to like cause as much destruction as you can.
That's cool. And what's also so first of all, I'm not sure why this took so long. Like it probably could have easily released at the same time as the PS4 and Xbox One versions. And second of all, this is an EA game. EA like hasn't supported the Switch at all, and out of nowhere, this is coming out.
Oh,
Yeah, that
They've
is
only
very
done their
odd.
yearly FIFA releases, and that's it.
Yeah. They've said, like, at the Switch launch, they said they were going to support it, but I guess they just haven't.
Yeah. So maybe we'll see some more EA games.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, Catherine Full Body's coming to the Switch in July. I am so happy this got announced. I didn't get this on the PS4 because I would have rather played it on the Switch, and I was hoping it would come to the Switch. Also, this gives us a better chance of getting the Persona games. So maybe they're in the works. PlayStation has less of a grasp on Catherine, so that's definitely why this came out first. But I have hope that Persona 5 Royal at this point will just come out later for the Switch.
Yeah. I know
Yeah.
I know Catherine and Persona 5 actually do share a fair amount of assets, so like this, you can definitely see this as like them testing the waters somewhat. So
Yeah, and the other thing I think might be the case is if they do convince, like PlayStation has some kind of hold on the Persona series. We don't know exactly what the contract is or the reason,
yeah.
but if they do manage to get one on the Switch, I think it'll be some kind of like wait a year after Royal comes out to put it out or something. So it's still a timed PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah.
I could see that.
So I think if we wait a little longer, we might get Persona 5 Royal.
Yeah,
We'll
I could see
see.
that.
Except I'd rather have some of the older ones. Like I really want to play like Persona 3 and 4.
Yeah, I definitely want Persona 4 Golden to be ported to
Yeah.
literally anything else so I can play it.
Yeah. Isn't it like Vita exclusive?
Yes.
It is, and I think they're quite
Nice.
proud of the fact that it still is, because I think it's the best-selling Vita game, and it's a Persona game.
Yeah, it's the only selling Vita game.
Yeah.
There were a few, but none of them really got past 1 million. Like the best-selling, like I think Persona 4 Golden sold like 1 million, which is really impressive considering that the Vita had like no install base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they had an Uncharted game, but that's not getting ported
Yeah.
anytime soon.
It's also not canon,
was
I'm
good,
pretty
though.
sure.
Yeah.
It was made by Bend, who made Days Gone
Oh yeah. And Bubsy
and
3D.
the Siphon Filter games. Yeah. So we already talked about the Panzer Dragoon remake, but that was just dropped with the direct. It was put up.
Yeah.
Shinsekai Into the Depths was an Apple Arcade exclusive. Capcom looks kind of like a Metroidvania, and that was put up on the Switch.
Yeah, this was like actually my favorite announcement from the direct because they were like, "Oh, here's a really fun game. You're the last human alive in civilization," and just transitions like that are always really funny to me. But I'm not gonna buy this game.
The
so-
Nintendo announcers are a little too cheery sometimes.
Yeah.
I kind of liked how it looked though, so maybe I'll check it out. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't really heard anything on this. Like, I didn't even know it existed before that, so maybe it's
Same.
good. Ring Fit Adventure got a free update that added a lot of things. It added a really cool looking rhythm mode with songs from Mario Odyssey, Zelda Breath of the Wild, and Wii
yeah.
Fit. Oh, and Splatoon. And I love rhythm games. They're like one of my favorite genres, so I'm like, maybe later today I'll check this out.
Yeah.
I'm super excited to play that.
I actually
added-
I played it yesterday and it
How
was
was
a really
it?
nice way to like warm up before my workout in Ring Fit. But I thought the rhythm game section was really fun. I think like it didn't really feel like a rhythm game because it wasn't like you weren't really matching notes all that much. It just kind of felt like you were pressing buttons like it kind of to the beat of the song but not really. So it's not as good as I was hoping it would be, but it's still a fun way to like get warmed up. And I'm glad that they included like other Nintendo music too. I thought it was a really neat addition. But
Yeah, and it's cool that they added Wii Fit music too.
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it seems pretty cool.
Wii Fit is extinct now thanks to Ring Fit.
Yeah. Well,
Rest
all
in
the
peace.
Wii games are like all the like Wii Sports, Wii Fit, Wii Play, Wii Music.
They should add like a Rhythm Heaven mode.
That would be sick. I would really like
Yeah.
that.
They also added new voice options. You could have Ring have a female voice now, and also change the language of Ring's voice. Let's see. They added a track mode, I believe, where you're just running, not in place, but there's no extra workouts. Like there's no enemies,
Mhm.
so it's just only cardio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I haven't played it yet, but it does look
So-
interesting.
It's nice that in an age where this game is already selling out everywhere due to the coronavirus and reselling for like upwards of $500, they're still just giving it free support
Yeah.
when it
that's
really,
really
didn't
cool.
even need it in the first place.
Yeah, I hope
Good
that they have
job.
more like little updates like this. I'd really like it.
Yeah, me too. Good Job got announced for the Nintendo Switch. It looks like a quirky, like little, I don't know, it's definitely indie, but it looks slightly higher budget. It gives me vibes of like Untitled Goose Game, like the art style a little.
Yeah, totally.
It's like it kind of reminds me of a game called Stickbold, which is another like kind of quirky indie game that I like because it shares a lot of the same animation, but it's not by the same developers. But this does look like a game that I'll buy like when it goes on sale.
Yeah, it looks fun. We have the Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, the Black Order Expansion Pack 3 details, which I really liked. What's his name? What's the Fantastic Four member that stretches?
Mr. Fantastic.
Mr. Fantastic.
Mr. Fantastic had like the funniest
Oh,
stretch
I know
animations
exactly what
ever.
you're talking
Anything he's
about.
in has them too. Like last year, Peter and I were playing like Lego
Oh
Marvel's
my God.
superheroes, and his
Oh,
stretch animations were like hilarious in that too.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's like the funniest character.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
people
he's
were. He
hilarious.
should be added into ARMS.
I would really like that.
Put him in arms just so you can put him in Smash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm hoping that John Krasinski plays him in the MCU. So when that casting announcement gets announced, they put him in ARMS as John Krasinski, and then they put him in Smash.
That would be a perfect world, Caleb.
That would be
Yeah.
perfect. Then Jim Halpert could finally join the Smash. My number
Yeah.
one most wanted character.
No, I'm Team Dwight. King's Bounty 2 is being released on the Switch in 2020. I've never heard of this series. It looked interesting for fans of the series. I'm sure there's a following. It seemed like it was a classic series.
Yup.
Ninjala, I've actually seen this game mentioned online for like 1 or 2 years now, and it kind of went away. So it surfaced again. It's kind of like a Splatoon-ish clone in terms of the art style.
Yeah.
And it's an 8-player ninja action game. And what surprised me is it's going to be free. So
yeah. It
maybe
looks
check
really
that
cool.
out. Yeah.
One of like my favorite YouTubers talks about it a lot, and he was really excited when it got announced to come like this May. But I think I'll definitely be checking it out when it comes out.
I mean, it's free. It
It's
can't
free,
hurt.
so we could all try it out.
Yeah,
Yep.
might as well.
Then we got like a little showcase of just a bunch of games that are coming out. So that included Trials of Mana, Fuser, The Elder Scrolls Blades, which who cares, Warhammer 40,000, Mechanicus, Vigor, Burnout Paradise Remastered, which we already talked about, Saints Row 4 Re-elected, which we already talked about, The Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel 3, which is a really good JRPG series.
That I haven't
I have the
played
first
yet.
two on PS4. They were originally on the Vita, and the series before it, which is different story but same overall series, was on the PSP. So good that these are coming to Switch. Here's an interesting one. Mr. Driller Drill Land got announced. This was trademarked along with Klonoa, so Klonoa might be coming to
Yo.
Switch.
That
Wow.
that was kind of a big thing that I noticed during the direct also. Because I really hope that Klonoa trademark isn't for nothing, and
I don't think it will be. I think
Yeah.
if they bring Mr. Driller back, they'll bring Klonoa.
yeah, I mean it's looking that way. So
Which is interesting because this looks like a complete visual overhaul. So if they do it with Klonoa, it will definitely, like, it'll be revamped.
oof, don't get my hopes up.
We'll have to wait and see though.
Yeah,
But
when if
I'll
that
try
gets announced,
Mr. Driller out if it's cheap enough. It looks like a fun game.
Yeah, I've played it before. It's pretty fun. It's an interesting puzzle game.
I was reading a Nintendo Life article on it, and whoever wrote the article like had never heard of it before, I guess, and he kept accidentally writing Dr. Driller. I was like, is he a doctor now?
I don't know. Maybe he got that PhD in
Hmm.
drilling.
Maybe. All right, that's it for the big chunk.
Wait, whoa! You
What,
forgot
what?
you forgot one game. Minecraft Dungeons coming spring 2020.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
All right, we can move on
they're
now.
making a Minecraft
They reconfirmed
dungeon
Minecraft
crawler.
Dungeons exists. All right, that's it for the big chunk. And now we have a brand new segment.
Brand
I would have
new?
preferred if Nintendo Direct didn't happen before this segment, but we're still doing it. It is Rumour Review. There are so many just stupid leaks that happen every week on 4chan. Sometimes people believe them, sometimes they don't, but they're hilarious and absurd, and every week I'd like to take one of these leaks and just go through them, read everything out loud, make fun of it, have a good old time. So, this was a Nintendo Direct leak that for a supposed 25th of March Direct that didn't happen. So, 25th of March, 45 minutes long. It kicks off with Super Drift Bros, a Mario Kart style racing game with a whole lineup of Nintendo characters joining the race, releasing November 13th, 2020.
Also,
I love Super Drift Bros.
I just want to point out that there's no way that like the person who faked titled this wasn't trying to make a joke about Joy-Con drift.
Oh, absolutely.
The other thing is, leakers, I'll give you a little tip. Nintendo wouldn't reveal a game right now and already have a release date for November 13th. That's too
Yeah.
far away.
Yeah.
Especially like a huge game like that. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
a huge game like that they might announce like even earlier.
They'd say
But,
they would say it's coming out either fall or holiday season, and then when it gets a little closer, they'd say the date.
Yeah. I
Right.
will say though that sometimes Nintendo just does weird things out of the blue, so like you never really know, but generally, yeah, don't put that in your leak.
Yeah.
So next we have a look at Nintendo's new partnership with Lego, which that also didn't happen.
I'm kind of surprised
A
that didn't
Nintendo-
happen actually. Kind of surprised that they didn't like
Yeah, I
mention
mean, they
that.
showed off like a minute-long video on Twitter of the Mario Lego set.
Yeah.
But- I don't know, that's it.
I'd love Pokemon Lego. I'd be into that.
Yeah. If that came out like 10 years ago, my younger self would like do a backflip over that thing, but now I'm like,
Yeah, same.
I don't know. I'd rather get like a Lego set that like I can build, not one that I can like play with.
Yeah.
So we have a Nintendo Switch port revealed being Super Mario 3D World Deluxe, including new playable characters and levels, releasing August 21st, 2020. You know what? I would fully give it to them if August 21st was a release date for that port. If that is real, I could see that being an August release. It seems like a
Yeah.
perfect time frame.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah, except
I
that
could see
it's-
this happening. I think this will happen this year.
I don't, because Mario games that belong to specific consoles generally don't get re-released, and I think we're gonna see that continue. Just because Mario games have such a history of using the console's capabilities of like whatever console they're on, and so it's hard to like anything past Mario 64 is like kind of hard to bring back.
but
Yeah,
they,
that's a good point.
They did Captain Toad though, and also New Super Mario Bros. U. And so I think it is kind of likely, but what I really want that's not going to happen is a double pack with World and Land, but I doubt Land will ever be re-released.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love
Yeah.
for like basically every 3DS game to come to Switch because I don't want to play 3DS games, but
Yeah, like every 3DS and Wii U game onto the Switch would be sick.
yeah.
Like, I'm a Corrin main in Smash Bros, and being able to play Fire Emblem Fates would be pretty cool, but I'm not playing any 3DS games anymore.
Fates isn't as good as the other ones though.
Yeah, I know.
Fates
And
is
Corrin's
just like
not
waifu
a good
bait.
character either, but I still play him.
You could also just play one of the Fire Emblem games that the fans actually like.
I
don't
would
think I'm
highly
gonna do
recommend
that.
Three Houses. Three Houses is really good.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. Maybe. I don't know.
We'll see.
Okay, so we
But-
have a port for Wind Waker announced, releasing September 18th. That's
I
another
wish.
date. I don't think they're going to do
Yeah.
it, but if they did, I can see that being a September game because Link's Awakening was September.
Usually, usually Zelda games release around like September or November.
Then we have third-party games: Fallout 4, Batman: Return to Arkham, Bully, and Kingdom Hearts collection. Man, that's all those games in one collection. That's a good deal.
Wow, you get Bully and Kingdom Hearts in one collection?
Yeah.
Those are my
This
two
is like-
favorite games made by the same developer.
Oh, yeah.
So then we have Pikmin 4 is finally revealed for the Switch.
And that's
I'm
how you know
sorry,
it's
Peter,
fake,
but it
ladies
didn't
and gentlemen.
happen.
Yeah,
That's how you know
especially
it's
in the
fake.
middle of a March Direct. They're not going to reveal Pikmin 4 in the middle of a March Direct.
Can I add to that statement? They're not going to reveal Pikmin 4. Like, I don't...
Peter, you're cutting out, so I can't
Yeah.
hear what you're saying.
sorry.
Sorry.
I was just saying, I genuinely, I don't believe that, like, we're getting anything Pikmin anytime soon.
Yeah,
That's
it's
kind
the
of
sad
the-
reality we live in.
That's kind of the point I'm at now. Like,
Yeah, but the next point here is better than anything Pikmin
oh
related.
yeah.
So this is the one that they got half right, but it's still really funny. So Animal Crossing New Horizons Easter update releasing April 1st. But that's not all. Take a look at this. And then a trailer is shown on DLC for the game that involves the player traveling to a large city where they can live in a Nook apartment. They'll be able to explore the city that'll have humans and animals. Shops such as retail are back, and it'll be where you find Crazy Red selling paintings on the street. These paintings can be donated to the museum. Releasing May 29th. This is the first of 2 DLCs releasing this year for Animal Crossing.
Yeah, that's
What?
That is
No.
way too massive to come out in
And
May.
they wouldn't do that 1 month after it came out.
Yeah, like what?
Yeah.
That seems like it would be an entire game.
Yeah, that's
And it's
like
called City Folk. That's the game.
Yeah, exactly.
That is honestly like that's one of the dumbest things ever.
Yeah, it's not the dumbest thing in this direct.
No,
but
it's not.
up
No,
there.
because
We
there's
have
something
Pokemon
Metroid
Snap.
related.
No, this is dumber than that.
Oh.
This is probably the dumbest thing. So Pokemon Snap is announced for the Switch, a remake of the GameCube classic with bonus levels added, including Labo support.
Yeah, I thought
So-
Pokemon was an Xbox game.
Just a PSA for everyone, Pokemon Snap is an N64 game. So, especially for this leaker, if you're listening to
Wow.
this, next time you try to swindle people, make sure you get the game's original release console right if you're going to talk about it.
That's so
Yeah.
dumb.
But we have the next DLC fighter announced, and it's Geno!
Wow.
It's releasing April 10th, and the new Mii costumes include Hat Kid, Freddy Fazbear, Master Chief, Steve from Minecraft, and Shantae. Okay, I didn't
What
read
about
that
Baldy?
yet. Maybe that is the dumbest thing. Dude,
Yeah.
Freddy Fazbear and Smash?
Freddy
Yes,
Fazbear
please.
Mii costume when?
I think having 5 different Mii costumes from different franchises that have never been in Smash Bros. Before, except for Shantae's Spirit. But like
Yeah, I
Hat
think
Kids and
Shantae would be fine. But
I feel like no, I mean even I'd be okay with like a Five Nights at Freddy's Mii costume. Like it's not gonna hurt anyone.
no, I don't want
Yeah,
that. Please
it might
don't say
hurt
that,
me.
Caleb. If that comes true, it's your fault.
I'm okay with that. I'll take responsibility for it.
No, but like in all fairness, like whatever gets added to Smash, it's like cool in one way or another. Generally,
Yeah.
usually,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm also on the boat of I would rather not have Geno in Smash, but
You want Freddy
whenever I say that,
Fazbear.
everyone tells me I'm wrong. Yeah, I mean I'd rather have Geno than Freddy Fazbear, but
I mean,
it's not a very high bar.
What if they announce? What if like 4 out of the 6 new fighters are all Five Nights at Freddy's characters? And everyone
That'd be
keeps
sick.
getting really mad, and then they take like 3 months in between announcing them, and they like really hype it up, and then they're like, "It's Chica."
I wouldn't even be surprised at this point.
Yeah.
Like Sakurai is just like a huge Five Nights at Freddy's fanboy.
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope that comes true.
And then the final one is just actually Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh yeah. Oh, if Chuck E. Cheese was in Smash, I'd be really happy.
And the announce
Chuck E.
videos like
Cheese.
Sakurai documenting himself coming to America and like discovering what Chuck E. Cheese is.
Chuckward Ethan Cheese.
But let's see. We have more news from this. Well, not news, fake news from this rumor. We have Breath of the Wild 2 has another teaser trailer with a release window of 2021. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
Might happen at E3 though.
Yeah,
And
that's not too out there, I guess.
here's something I forgot to say earlier. I think the 3D World remaster is going to be true, but I don't think it'll happen this year, especially not in August. I don't remember, but I think this year is a huge anniversary year for the Mario series, so I think we're probably going to get the new 3D Mario game this year.
Who
Really?
knows?
Yeah,
I mean, they usually
I
only
think-
do.
I
like,
think-
but
October, whenever, holiday season, we're going to get the new one.
all right. I don't know how I feel about that, but I hope it's true.
Odyssey came out in 2017. It doesn't take as much time to make a Mario game as a Zelda game, and they have all the mechanics and everything they need to build upon already.
I mean, yeah, but also they usually only do one big Mario game per console, but
No, it's going to be like Galaxy 2.
Yeah.
I mean, it could happen. I just wouldn't hold my
It's
breath.
going to happen. Take my word. It might not be Odyssey 2, but a 3D Mario game that's most likely Odyssey 2 is probably going to be revealed at E3 and come out holiday season.
I
I
don't see
mean,
it.
there was no DLC for Odyssey, which is
That was
interesting.
Exactly.
well. There was
I'm
Balloon
I'm
World, but
willing to bet on this. Let's see.
Yeah, Balloon World
Mario's
doesn't count.
it was DLC.
It was DLC, but not like paid DLC. Like
Yeah.
even Breath of the Wild 1 got DLC.
That's true.
trying to figure out what anniversary it is because I can swear it's like a big. Yeah, it's the 35th anniversary this year of Mario.
Huh.
And last year we had Mario Maker. There hasn't been any Mario this year yet. So if
That's
it's
also
end of the
true.
year,
We'll
they
probably
might come
get
out
Mario
with
something, but I don't think it's going to be a big like
well,
3D.
maybe it'll be a
Mario
new
game.
2D game, but if it's a new 2D game, I'm willing to bet that it won't be New Super Mario Bros. And
Yeah.
I also think it's more likely to be a 3D game because Mario Maker's the 2D game and it came out last year.
Yeah, no, my number one wish for a Mario game has always been a 2D game with a hand-drawn style.
Yeah, I
where
would
there are,
love
like,
that.
Like a plethora of Mario characters, like a Mario Party level
Dude,
roster
can you imagine
of
if they
playable
did like a
characters.
Mario game with like a paper art style?
Well,
Whoa.
they have Wario Land Shake It has like a really good
Oh,
hand
yeah.
drawn art style. If they did like a Mario game like that, I would love it.
Yeah.
I would
But,
also
like, I want to play
feel
as...
I would feel a little insulted if like they made a Mario game with that art style and then they just kind of shelf paper Mario.
You know,
Yeah.
it might be if we don't get a 3D because I think we're gonna get a Mario game. Maybe they'll go hard on a new Paper Mario.
It's
I
possible.
mean, I could see a new Paper Mario happening.
Yeah, there were rumors about it happening this year, and it follows like a strict release schedule where it's like always like every 4 years or whatever. I don't remember the exact, but time frame, but it's always the same amount of time in between each release, and it's due for a new release this year apparently.
Color Splash did come out in 2016, so...
Who knows? Maybe they'll actually make the games good instead of making
And
them not good on
Intelligent
purpose.
Systems outsourced a lot of the work in Three Houses to Koei Tecmo, so they've had to be doing something with all their time.
Maybe.
Maybe.
And it's not a new Project Steam game, I can tell you that.
We can only hope.
Okay, so that's all we have to show you in this direct, but ends with Mario Odyssey 2, showing gameplay of Mario and Luigi, playable in new worlds such as Isle Delfino.
Yeah.
Release date is given of 2021. Nope, that's not going to happen. They're going to reveal it at E3. I doubt it'll have Luigi playable, and it'll come out this year. That's my call for this.
That just sounds like
I hope so.
fakest
Zelda's going to be
announcement.
2021. 3D Mario's going to be 2020.
I could see it.
I mean, we'll see.
You will see, because it'll happen.
If it happens, I'll eat my left shoe.
All right, we'll remember this.
Yeah.
Same way we'll remember the laundry detergent with
Yeah,
the Portal 3
Just
reveal.
just like how
Oh, yeah.
Portal 3 is going to be revealed at the Game Awards. Joke's
Yeah,
on
but I
you,
wasn't willing to
nothing.
bet on that. I was just like, maybe that'll happen. This, I am very confident we'll get a 3D Mario game this year.
Well, we
Okay.
will see.
All right, so that's all we have for Rumour Review. I enjoyed that. We'll be sure to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And next up, it's time for Hear Ye, This Day in Gaming. On this day, in 2011, so March 27th, 2011, the 3DS released.
Good on you,
Yeah.
3DS.
Yeah, I got one, let's see, I was 11, and I had a calendar for like 2 months where I like marked the days till it came out.
Wow.
I was super hyped up for it. My parents thought it was stupid and I shouldn't buy one. And I would go to I went to GameStop like every day for a week, because GameStop used to be like 2 minutes away from my house at this like shopping plaza. And I would go every week just trying to see when they were getting their demo. And then they finally got the demo, and I played like Street Fighter 4 and thought it was like the coolest thing ever. And I wanted the blue 3DS, but because of the earthquake and tsunami in Japan, they got less shipments and they only had black ones, even though I pre-ordered the blue one. So I got the black 3DS with Street Fighter 4 and I think Pilot Wings. And Pilot Wings wasn't that good, and Street Fighter 4 was actually a pretty impressive port.
Pilot Wings was kind of fire. I disagree. It
Was
was my
it?
first 3DS game, and I don't know, just like flying around the island was really cool. It's like, I mean, it's not worth anything now. Like at most, I'd
Yeah.
say like I'd pay like $5-10 for it if it came out on Switch. But like, I don't know. I liked it.
I remember playing like the real exciting stuff though was like Face Raiders,
Oh
yeah,
my
Face
God.
Raiders was lit.
and then I remember my GameStop had like this huge like they used to have like printouts of just basically like a release schedule of everything coming out, and it was like no graphics, no anything. It was just a list, and that's how I'd figure out like what games were coming out. And I remember seeing like the Paper Mario game, but then it kept getting delayed, so I ended up never getting it. But I remember at launch that was like a big one where it was like, ooh, there's gonna be Paper Mario.
Yeah.
And then Ocarina of Time came out shortly after launch. That
was
was probably
good.
like the first really big game that came out, and then it all kicked off kind of with Mario 3D Land when that came out. That's when like the frequent releases started happening.
Yeah.
But the 3DS was a solid console to be surpassed in every way by the Switch.
Yeah.
But still solid console.
For sure.
Yeah.
But this has been the Game Grinder Podcast. Thank you for listening. We really appreciate it.
Yes,
we had
thank
our
you.
special guest this time, Caleb Huston, who's our new staff member. He made a
Thank
great
you.
video on Dreams for PlayStation 4. You should check it out on our
Please
channel,
watch.
GameCubed.
Yes.
Please-
Also subscribe to my other channel, Kale
Yeah.
Reviews and stuff, where I do like film reviews and stuff like that. So if you're into that kind of stuff, definitely check it out.
Check it out. If you like this, like, comment, subscribe, you know the stuff. Hit that notification bell. It actually really helps us, and we appreciate it a lot. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
See you next
Bye.
week.